Hi, this is Gijs and this is my first tutorial about Spark AR Meta Spark AR, and I'm going to show you how to make this pretty simple effect I did a while ago. And I think it may be useful for people who are not really using render passes yet, and you're not really sure what you can use them for. I think this tutorial may help you. And the first thing we're going to need, or I'm going to need, maybe you don't need it, but I'm going to need a retouch. And then we also have to start for the render pass pipeline, because what do we need for it? We need this screen output that's going to be the final output we have. And then in between here, we're going to put everything making up the effect. So here we go, find the first render pass. You just add patch, type render pass, and we add the scene render pass. Here it is. Very nice about the render pass, and I think for me the most important aspect, because I'm a visual person, is this little arrow down here. Always use it, always expand it, and you will get a screen with a preview. Okay, so here we have the render pass. One of the things you can use it for is just like a kind of Photoshop device, like how you would flatten out files in Photoshop. So you would start out with many layers, but you want to make the image less complex. So you just want a flat one single object. That's how I use the render pass very often, and that's how we're going to use it now. So while normally you would put in the background texture like this, now the image goes through the render pass, and the output, well, is exactly the same as what we put in. But now we're going to add stuff to it, because you cannot only put a background in it, you can also put a scene object in it. And as you noticed in the effect, I'm using a face mesh, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to add a face mesh to it. Now I have two face meshes called 0. I would normally leave it that way, but let's pretend I'm more organized and now call it face mesh hole, because that's going to be the hole in the head. We're going to drag it into the patch editor. It went there. Okay, it's always a bit surprising where things will end up when you put them in. And we're going to connect it to the scene object. So now comes the most important part of what I wanted to show you. I don't know if many people use it this way, but it's the way I've been using it in almost all my effects. And for me it's pretty useful, so maybe it will be to you too. Together with the render pass, we're going to use another node, the blend node. You probably know it, it's the simplest node there is, but it's fantastic, because we're going to need nothing else for this whole effect. So let's see. To show you, I put in the image here, but we don't need it, so we remove it. What we do need is the face mesh. It doesn't have any material added to it yet, so let's do that. Create new material, and we're going to make the material flat. I always use everything flat. That's probably why I use the render pass as a flattener. I like everything flat. Now we have just the most simple thing there is. We have the white face mesh and we have the black background. This is pretty powerful. Probably you won't think so, but it is. I put it in a blend node. We're going to put it there, and I'm going to make the color white, and then we're going to put it on difference, and it's going to calculate the differences between the white and this image added to it, and it will be the same image but then the other way around. So we have a black mask on a white background. And why do we need this? Well, it's pretty simple, because we are going to use more blend nodes. So I'm going to put one here, and I'm going to, oh, they're not connected anymore, and I'm going to put one there. Of course, open the little screens again, because they're so useful. Now let's see, if we put this on multiply and put in the camera texture, what will happen? It multiplies the white with the camera image, would show the camera image, but if you multiply it with the black, of course the black wins, so the black will stay black. You can do it the other way around here, and we put it not on add, but on multiply, and we have the image the other way around. So here my head, the face is black and the rest is showing. So now we have the ingredients of the effect. The only thing which is missing is that my face should be the other way around. You're going to have to import something from the great asset library. Here it is. I think it's called texture. Okay, you see I cannot really type. That's why I'm a visual person. Texture 2D, something like that. Let's see if we can find it. Yes, texture 2D transform. Here it is. So download it. And it's done. And you will find it here. And we put it inside of it. It's going to complain until we put something in. We put in the camera texture or the face retouching texture, whichever you like. We're going to change the 1 into a -1 and it will flip the image. So what we're going to flip, we can flip the face or we can flip the body, whatever, whichever way you like. I think I'm going to flip the face. Okay, so here we go. Now the effect is almost done, as you can see, but we have to put these two together. So how are we going to do that? Well, of course, we just use another blend node. So super simple. We're going to put the other blend node in. And now, well, guess, are we going to add or are we going to multiply? So we multiply to get rid of the black. We put the device there. And there you go, the effect is all finished. I hope it will be useful for you to also use a render pass in this way. Just making easy masks or easy way to make masking of the image. Because you can do it with a face mesh, but of course you can do it with any segmentation or any object which you add. You can do the same thing and target it, so you will have more power targeting the exact places in the image you want to target. So I hope it's helpful. And also remember, between these nodes you can put any other node. Wherever you see a line you can put something in between it, or you can put different textures as an input, and you can blend in different ways, like you can put a difference and you get a whole new thing, and so on. So I hope you can experiment with this and feel a bit free and not afraid of render passes. And if you make something great out of it, please show me. I would love to see. Down below I will put a link to the file of this project, so you can tear it apart or make something out of it. Just have fun, and goodbye.